A painstakingly constructed scene in which Dexter Morgan, Michael C. Hall, carries out a risky scheme to shield Harrison, Jack Alcott from the fallout from a vicious, impetuous murder serves as the focal point of episode 6. A low-level drug runner named Victor, a supporting character in a larger criminal gang active in New York's underbelly, was killed by Harrison as he was battling his new dark passenger. Harrison is exposed for the murder, which was carried out in a fit of wrath, following a disastrous attempt to decipher Dexter's code. Ever the great manipulator, Dexter chooses to create a new character, that is a vigilante named the Broker, who has been pursuing the same syndicate for their own mysterious goals. It is discovered that the Broker, a charming but vicious character with a talent for dodging law enforcement, has a personal grudge connected to a previous tragedy, possibly a family member lost to the syndicate's violence. The climax takes place in a suspenseful 10-minute scene that takes place in a deserted warehouse in Red Hook, Brooklyn, during a brutal February snowfall. Using his knowledge of forensics, Dexter fabricates evidence, a manipulated security camera feed and changed blood spatter, to link the Broker to Victor's demise. The plot is classic Dexter. He sets up a meeting regarding the syndicate to get the Broker to the warehouse, then stages the scene to make it appear as though the Broker was killed. A eerie version of the Dexter theme, featuring throbbing synths, accompanies the visually arresting sequence, which has long shadows created by dim sodium lamps and the camera lingering on Dexter's gloved hands as he painstakingly arranges evidence. Present but torn, Harrison observes from the shadows, his expression a mixture of wonder and terror at his father's accuracy, wondering if he can accept this existence. Dexter's frantic attempt to mentor his kid while battling his own moral decline is shown in their gut punch moment, when they mumble, "You don't have to be me, Harrison, but you can't be careless." At the same time, a seasoned NYPD captain named Captain Angel Batista, played by David Zayas, discovers a terrifying clue, a single blood slide in an anonymous package, sent to his precinct without a return address. Batista becomes suspicious of the Bay Harbor butcher's survival after comparing the slide, which pays homage to Dexter's former trophy habit, with a Miami Metro cold case file. Posts speculate that this might be related to a returning character stirring things up, possibly a surviving Miami Metro figure like Quinn or Masuka. A partial fingerprint on a knife from Victor's crime scene that doesn't match the Broker but suggests Dexter's identity, Jim Lindsay, is the fresh forensic lead that Batista's investigators is pursuing. The Broker but suggests Dexter's identity, Jim Lindsay, is the fresh forensic lead that Batista's investigators is pursuing. As a result, Batista unintentionally gets closer to figuring out who Dexter really is, creating a parallel game of cat and mouse. Harrison's growing identity dilemma becomes the emotional center of the episode. Harrison questions Dexter about the price of their way of life and whether he is destined to turn into a monster in a visceral, dialogue-heavy scene that takes place in a small Hell's Kitchen flat. Jack Alcott's performance is anticipated to be emotionally charged, which could heighten the father-son interaction that fans have hailed as a highlight of Resurrection's early episodes. Intrigue is added by the Broker's narrative, which suggests a deeper tie to Dexter's history by hinting at their true motivations through cryptic conversation, which could be a connection to Trinity or another Dexter villain. Particularly with Jack Alcott's Harrison and Krysten Ritter's Mia, Dexter, Resurrection Episode 5, Murder Horny, offers intriguing new turns and departures from conventional character arcs. Following Dexter's encounter with Leon Prater and a select gang of serial killers in Resurrection Episode 4, this episode follows. Resurrection Episode 5 reveals that Mia was not who Dexter thought she was, despite the fact that she appeared to be the ideal vigilante companion in crime. Mia proves to be equally as vicious a murderer as the lengthy list of Dexter's victims, rather than being Lady Vengeance, a serial killer who exclusively targets sexual offenders. Given that Dexter will eventually be happy to have Mia on his table if given the chance, this intriguing Mia development immediately eliminates any possibility that he has met a romantic partner. Instead of giving in to his desire to kill, Dexter deftly uses Mia to divert attention from Harrison in the Ryan Foster murder case. In the first episode of Dexter, Resurrection, Harrison appeared to be a vigilante killer, just like his father. After telling Harrison that he is still alive, Dexter soon discovers that Harrison is not at all like him. He is more or less a neurotypical human being, who is overcome with guilt, giving up one of his most valuable targets to effectively give his son a get-out-of-jail-free pass is a brilliant move and a startling development of Dexter Morgan as a dad. Despite achieving a back-to-basics, Dexter vibe in its first 5 episodes, Resurrection continues to innovate on the acclaimed protagonists in a genuine way. James Remor's portrayal of Dexter's sinister father and passenger guide, Harry Morgan, also evolved masterfully via Dexter's parental concern for Harrison. In the original series, Harry didn't offer much guidance on how to be a father, but now he has a more prominent position as Harrison's grandparent and Dexter's fatherly advisor. After attending Protter's dinner party, Dexter wasted no time in targeting each individual guest. In Resurrection Episode 4, Dexter swiftly saves an innocent woman by killing Lowell, also known as the tattoo collector, after killing Red and getting access by pretending to be him. Only a handful of the party's murderers remain on the loose now that the Mia case has been resolved. Given that Mia's imprisonment and Lowell's death occurred within days of one another, Prater and his head of security, Charlie, are certain to see a pattern. In the end, I think the tough Charlie will reveal Dexter's secret. Prater will then have to decide whether to have Dexter killed or to honor him as the true Bay Harbor butcher. Resurrection Episode 5's cliffhanger, when Charlie visits Mia in jail as her lawyer, raises the possibility that Mia may put Charlie on Dexter, also known as Red. Protter's national TV news interview reveals that he is generous with his wealth, which could also include some behind-the-scenes bribery to get Mia back in action on the streets of NYC. As we enter the 5th episode of Dexter, Resurrection, the third Dexter spin-off series must be by far the greatest. Many viewers would agree that New Blood got off to a good but sluggish start before faltering in the final episodes. Although Original Sin was largely well received, it lacked the original cast members who contribute to Resurrection's greatness and satisfaction. There's still a potential that Resurrection's second half falls short, considering the Dexter franchise's poor endings. Resurrection's hot streak, however, might continue and turn into one of the greatest Dexter seasons ever, given how far the show has come in surpassing expectations. Resurrection Episode 5 was a terrific addition to the series that maintained the positive momentum, while not quite reaching the heights of last week's 10/10 episode. Dexter, Resurrection is still going strong, and keeping viewers interested in what will happen next, whereas other 10-episode series have struggled and become stale in their mid-season episodes.